So the Fairmont Firebirds conclude their season. It'll be senior night at Roush Stadium. Normally in past years they have taken on Springfield, but this year it's a quirk. They are taking on Lebanon. And it's a last time performance for Lebanon. Last game in the GWOC. They are moving to the Eastern Cincinnati Conference next year. So we now preview Lebanon. Their coach is Matt Hopkins. He's in his second year. He was the coach at Preble Shawnee. And in fact, 2017, they had the most wins that they've ever had in school history. He's currently the Student Services Administrator at Lebanon High School. 2002 graduate of Preble Shawnee, 2006 Miami University graduate. Last year, Lebanon went 6-4. They last played Fairmont, by the way, 2013, beat them 23-15. Last Fairmont win was 18-13 in 2008. So this year, Lebanon, and again, this is going into the Miamisburg game, they are 3-5. So as we go over them game by game, they lost 34-20 to Kings. Junior rusher Keith Farr had 109 yards. In fact, Farr, who going to the Springboro game, led the GWOC in rushing with 834 yards. He's been over 100 yards in 5 of their first 7 games, averaging 119 yards per game. And he's got 11 touchdowns on the year. He does have 5 fumbles. Then they beat Loveland. That score was 50-20. 386 yards for them in that game. Farr had 155 yards himself and 5 touchdowns. Quarterback Ethan Marsh had 109 yards. Marsh also, after 7 weeks, the 5th-rated GWOC passer with 876 yards, 11 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. Then, Lebanon week 3 went to 2-1, 16-6 win over West Claremont. Marsh 167 yards on the ground. Farr had 107. Week 4 beat Beaver Creek in a shootout, 41-34. Farr 150 yards. Teams combined for 858 total yards. Then lost to Wayne 35-21. Gained in that game 474-290. Lost to Trotwood Madison then, did Lebanon 28-23. Farr with 133 yards. Junior wide receiver Blake Lamb did have in that game a 60-yard touchdown reception. And then the last game we can report to you, they lost to Northmont 49-26. 373 yards, but they did give up 574 yards. Marsh threw 4 TDs in that game and threw for 212 total yards. Now, sophomore Seth Myers in that game, 7 catches, 96 yards. And Lamb had 7 catches for 97 yards and 3 touchdowns. And those are the stats through 7 games. Springboro game, we are not able to give you any stats on. But I can tell you this, through 7 games, the Lebanon team, 28 points per game, 348 yards per game, 215 rush, 126 pass, that's what they average. On defense, allowed 29 points per game, 358 yards a contest, allow 165 average on the ground, 192 in the air. But they do have the top tackler in the league through 7 games. That would be junior linebacker Mason DeGennaro, 6'1", 215-pounder. Through 7 weeks, 85 tackles, 39 of those solo. So that is your report on Lebanon as they go to Fairmont.